Hello, and thanks for visiting our website and clicking on this video. I'm so happy to have you come back and join me at this table. My name's Jim Russell and I'm the CEO of the United Way of Peterborough and District. And some of you may remember not too long ago when the weather was better, we had a conference. We set a table, and we set a table to begin some conversations with our community, with you, to talk about what it is the United Way could do to invest their money in a community, in our community, so that it was better for all of us, and in particular for folks that were most vulnerable. And I'm so happy to have this chance and to have your attention to be able to give you an update on that work. We've spent the last year and a half researching, distilling, looking at well over 200 reports from the city, from the province, from our member agencies, from universities, from levels of government. And we asked ourselves, how best could we invest the money that we work so hard to raise from you and want to invest back into the community? And we said to ourselves, who should we talk to about where we should invest our money? And it was clear from the very beginning that our champions in this work were the member agencies that we've been in relationship with for over 70 years, some of them. And so we went to over 400 people. We sat down around tables like this and we said, what is your vision for a community? What's your vision for a community that's better for everyone? And what are the things that we should be focusing our investment on? And what are the things that excite you to be in partnership with us on when it comes to investing in our community? And that work was so rich. It was so helpful in terms of us focusing our thinking, focusing our passions, and focusing, quite frankly, our dreaming of possibilities. Most of the people we heard from were leaders of our member agencies, executive directors, CEOs, their board members, their staff, their donors, and indeed, in some instances, their clients, who talk so passionately about how important it is the work that they do. But what's critical for us with the dollars that we have in this time of restraint across the country is that we focus the dollars in a very targeted way that can result in the most important impact. And so what we came to out of all of that distillation of listening and research and talking back and forth is that we wanted to focus on two key areas. The first area is we wanted to ensure that we were moving people, that we were funding programs, that we were investing in organizations that are moving people from poverty to possibility. Let's be clear, it's not easy being poor in this city or in this country. And we heard from you, we heard from our agencies, we heard from clients, we know from the research that if you're poor, you have a poor chance at health, you have a poor chance at getting good education, you don't have the opportunities. And in fact, what we need is for people to have opportunities. And so one of the areas that we're going to focus on as we develop a funding model over the next 6 months is, again, moving people from poverty to possibility. And what we want to do is invite people to be excited about that. We want to invite member agencies to develop programs focusing on that more clearly. And we want to be able to measure that and come back to you and say, we did this. We did this. We took someone that was poor. We got them some help from one of our member agencies, perhaps some that are existing now that's member agencies, and perhaps some that will be new and come to the United Way family to help us in this work of moving people from poverty to possibility. The other broad area that we want to focus on is strong communities. And what does that mean, strong communities? Well, it means things like focusing on family supports. It means things like focusing on basic needs. And it means things like putting a premium on inclusiveness. We want to make sure that people feel included, feel that they contribute, feel that they have a voice in our community. And again, this whole notion of strong communities is something that we're going to be going back to our agencies and saying, does this excite you? And indeed it does, because we heard from our member agencies that this is something that the United Way should be focusing its investment on, focusing its your donor dollars on. And so we're going to develop metrics around that and measures around that. And so for us, there was a time of going fallow, of letting the seed take, of listening to people and taking all the information in. And this is what we heard. Now's the time for us to define more clearly and more specifically the strategies that are going to help us move people from poverty to possibility, and that are going to help us to build, together with you, together with our member agencies, together with friends we don't know that are friends yet, a strong community for Peterborough and for all of us. And so at this time we wanted to update people on that work. We wanted to update people on our strategic development. We're excited about this. We're passionate about this work. We're inspired by the level of engagement that the member agencies have brought to this process. We're inspired by their commitment to be partnered with us and to help us realize some profound change in our community. And we're really, really clear that we can't do it without your level of interest, your level of investment in us, your trust in the integrity of our process, whether it's around defining issues for the community, whether it's around vetting member agencies in terms of them being part of the work we want to do to achieve outcomes in our community. We don't take that lightly, that trust that you have in our brand, in our name, and indeed in our staff, and indeed in our member agencies. And our pledge and our promise to you is that if we say we're going to move people from poverty to possibility, and if we say we're going to be focused on strong communities, then we're going to do it. And we're going to do it because it's what you told us, and it's what you deserve, and it's the best way for us to invest the dollars that you donate to us. We're going to keep you posted. We're going to keep coming back and talking to you about what it is we're investing in specifically, but at this time we wanted to describe the narrowing that's gone down in terms of where we want to be investing your hard-earned dollars, and we want to promise you that we're going to create a better community together with your help. Thanks.